All right, welcome back, everybody. Have a seat. All right, let's kick off the second half of our meeting with the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. All right, I would like to introduce our main speaker, Chris A.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That feels really, really, really nice and makes me feel very loved to be applauded like that. And that's something that I struggle to significantly feel, you know? I'm Christopher and I'm a major addict. Yeah, the last time I did this, Nancy had me do the 10-minute speaker and it was like this pity party story, so I'm gonna not do that. So my childhood was rough, you know, like a lot of Latino households, it's just very spank here, spank there, very violent household. But my mom came from like a long line of women that are just emotionally not available. You know, it wasn't she didn't know she gave birth to one of the most flamboyant, sensitive child on earth. And my mom is the absolute opposite of that. She's not cuddly, she's not like, you know what I mean? She's adventurous and she's cool, but she's not like Sesame Street mom. But so my dad and my mom weren't really together when I was a kid. So my mom found my stepdad, who was pretty like awfully abusive. This guy was pretty sick. He would like swing my mom's cats around. I had got into it because somebody pushed my sister and he let the other kids go Easter egg hunting. He made me go in the backyard with a kitchen knife and like just weigh out stuff like that. Locking me in closets and my mom sitting there with the Bible in the closet door, like just the things that you can think of that sick parents can do, I've dealt with it. Because from a very early age, they try to beat the gay out of me because my mom didn't want me to be this way. I was her only son at the time. Luckily, she's had 2 more, so good luck there. But, so I can't be mad at her for being disappointed that her first son was like not what sons usually are, you know? There was just so much abuse. Like, I remember CPS coming, me and my step siblings, like, the workers came, I don't know, like, what happened. They made me and my step siblings, like, undress because we were covered in bruises. And I just remember these people, like, photographing us. Like, these are some of my earliest memories of my mom's regular family, like, my family. And after that, I just stayed with my great-grandmother, who spoiled the crap out of me. She was my rock, she was my hero. Anything I wanted, that lady had my back. I lost her when I was 15, and I was a piece of crap grandson. You know, I wanted to know where my mom was. How come my mom's not in the picture? Why doesn't my mom care about me? Where is she? And I took it out on my grandma because by the time she raised me, she was too old to catch up with me, you know? And my grandma was so old, back then they didn't have child labor laws, so my grandma never went past 2nd grade. But yet she still owned 2 maintenance shops and a mom and pop liquor store. Yeah. And if I can bring her back to life right now, I'd ask her, like, how did you do that? With no education, you know? But back then, little me, effed up me, would tell her, you never went past 2nd grade. I'm in the 8th grade. Shut your mouth, lady. Like, I was a jerk. And when I buried her, I remember regretting all those nasty, horrible things that I had did to her. So in high school, I got to keep her house. You know, foster care was paying my uncle a check every month. He was selling weed and running the store, and my house became the spot to come smoke because bills were paid. School bus stopped in the front. It was pretty cool to be 15, 16 with your own house, bills paid, no responsibilities really, and a lot of meth, a lot of weed, a lot of drinking. So in my neighborhood, there was me, and then there was the skinnier guy, Chris. So my nickname was Fat Chris. So like my grandma was the kind of person, she was the kind of businesswoman. She saved for like important things like cars and contracts with Pepsi, Coca-Cola. So she wasn't worried about me getting Jordans. And so I would get made fun of a lot because I didn't have Jordans. I didn't have Nike wife beaters. I didn't have Nike shorts. I had Payless versions of Vans. I had Airwalks. I had so much like off-brand stuff, and I just remember getting bullied and picked on, and like it was just so embarrassing, you know. And these days I try to compensate for that. I try to buy nice looking things. Somebody you guys know told me, she's like, yeah, well, at least you had Payless. I didn't have that at all. And it just kind of reminds me to like, somebody else always has something else different. So I turned 18. My other part of my family comes and wants my grandma's house. They asked me to get a job, and I just wasn't with it. And I just started running the streets because the people that I had let live with me over the course of those few years, they started letting me live with them. And it was just, I was young, running the streets, I was invincible, I was Superman. And anyway, I just, no kids, no significant other, just running a wreck, just running amok. And then, so growing up, I'm from Fresno, so growing up, my cousins were all like affiliated, like Bulldogs, right? So I was, like I said, I was the only gay one in my entire family in like the 2-mile radius. So they used to try to toughen me up. So like I've always had to stand up for myself, always had to hit to have people leave me alone. If I couldn't run fast enough to get in the house and have my grandma tell me leave me alone, I'd have to fight. So me going in the streets, like I don't like dealing with people who are trying to mess with me. I become very violent very quickly, especially when I'm on drugs and alcohol. I like to fight. I caught my case. I caught an assault with a deadly weapon, and then I went to prison. I went to jail a few times, and then I went to prison. And I just remember thinking like I was so comfortable because I started washing clothes and jumpsuits, and I'd have like 8 meat racks, 4 bread racks, 6 milks, all your cookies, and you would get stuff for me off commissary. And I just remember sitting on my bed with all this food from canteen, comfortable, and it hit me like, and I was 22 at the time, 23, and I remember that cold, spooky feeling like, this is your life. Bologna sandwiches, a Bob Barker blanket, and some orange sandals. It's just, and I remember I wasn't scared in prison. It was quite fun to be a 22-year-old gay man in prison. It was. I was a lot younger and better looking back then. But I had to realize like this was my future if I didn't change something. I didn't know about recovery. I didn't know about talking about your feelings. I didn't know about boundaries and friendships. And all I knew was hurt. And I'm going to smoke this because I don't give a crap what you think about me. In reality, I care quite a lot to this day. I'm very sensitive. Like, I mean it. Like, when I walked up here, what I felt right there was very, very overwhelmingly a lot of love. And I swear, 5 days from now, I'll be like, they don't give a shit. You know, and it's because my mind tells me I'm not worthy of that. I found Fred Brown 2016 after I got kicked out of Safe Refuge for getting in a fight. Came through here, got my first star, 16. There was like an opportunity to work with, like a stop was paying for something because I was on parole. So Roxy let them hire me the first time. And I started on the food truck and program assisting and like all kinds of things. I relapsed after that. God only knows. I don't know. I can't remember all the relapses. I've just relapsed quite a lot. Run amok because you start thinking like, I thought I can drink alcohol. I can smoke weed. I'm not like you people. Like I'm not like you people. That's what my mind told me, right? And then a year ago, like 11 months ago, I decided to drink, and somebody told me something, and I beat the dog crap out of this person to the point where he went to the hospital for like 2 weeks, all because I had had a couple beers, a couple buzz balls. And I woke up the next day crying because it's been 10 years since I've had my violent crime. And if you have a violent crime, you know it's the hardest thing to shake. It's one of the hardest things to shake. A felony is no joke. And it's just like, you beat up one person, you're marked for freaking life with a violent felony. And it's just like, that sucks. Because like it hinders you. And it's like, oh, but you can sell drugs, you can prostitute, you can do all this, but I beat up one person, now I'm a bad person for life. And it's just like, I have put in so much work to learn how to just express my feelings like, hey, I feel embarrassed right now. Hey, I feel left out right now. Hey, I feel angry right now. I feel overwhelmed right now. And for me to turn around and drink some buzz balls and do that, and it made me realize maybe alcohol is a problem too. Perhaps. And it's what's crazy is here at Fred Brown I got to learn Christopher is forever growing. I'm learning who I am every day. You know, I get to work with Nancy, try to have a bun as nice as Nancy's. I try to just do whatever she's asked of me. I worked in the office here and I struggled to sit at that desk. And I just remember like getting into this mode, like I want to do this in school, I want to do that in school, I want a bigger paycheck per hour. And like I got to watch 505 open. The outpatient department, I got to sit there in the front while we're still waiting for all the COVID regulations to lighten up. We're setting up the cameras. We're like, okay, just bear with us. Like you have to do this kind of, like COVID was crazy here. Not only did COVID hit us, but then Fred Brown was expanding and I got to be right there in the front of it. And then at some point, Christopher was not okay at the front desk. And instead of figuring out why, I said, you know what, screw Fred Brown. You guys don't have my back. I gotta go. Great credit score. I had American Express call me, Mr. Alvarado, would you like to start an open account? And I was like, American Express? Baby. Little did they know, I had quit my job and I had relapsed on meth. And it's just like, yeah, let's not talk about my credit score now. But it was, do not do really well and build yourself up and get your bank accounts nice looking and then pick up meth because it's just like, damn. It takes years to get that stuff in order. It takes years to get rid of debt. It takes years to gain people's trust back, you know? I have a nephew that's 2 or 3 that I haven't been allowed to meet because my sister's like, you give yourself permission to get loaded every couple of years. And I'm just like, damn. Like, that shit hurt my feelings when she told me that. I'm like, how dare you have no clue about substance use disorder? But you're also my sister, and I don't know what it feels like to watch me relapse every so often. And it's like, that sucks to feel like that because, like, she don't know. Like, yeah, I woke up today and was like, I want to hand over everything I've worked hard for. Here you go. Give me a pipe. That's not how it works. It turns into, I'm mad at Fred Brown because my personality doesn't do well at a desk 5 days a week, 7. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my personality is very much housekeeping, very much like hands-on program assisting. I love doing that with you guys. Like, we've gone to the Angels game, we've gone and played softball, we have done so many things here, and I love being hands-on with you guys because it reminds me of who I was and who I am. If you're at 270, you see my character defects. I get very defensive. I used to think if you had tattoos, you're an active gang member, that me and you had nothing to talk about. Like, because my stepdad covered in tattoos, bulldog, you're not a man, this and that. And so when I came to Fred Brown, I had never had healthy relationships with men. And now it's the complete opposite, because I remember when I read that letter, there's a guy named Trooper. He's not here, but he's alumni from here. Trooper and Willie, the maintenance guy. If you don't know Willie, he's been out sick for a little while. But they were in my process group, and I remember saying like I remember reading the letter about my stepdad beating the crap out of me all the time. And these guys are from East Long Beach, and they're like, "Hey, that's not a man, dude. That's a child abuser."
That's right.
And I just remember feeling like they snatched my soul up, and they told little Christopher, like, "You matter. You matter." You know what I mean? And it's just like my biggest passion in life, why I like being hands-on with you guys and watching you guys get freaking nachos at the Angels games, and is because I know
That's right.
that you guys know in your spirit that we're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be here learning whatever. You know, like I was talking to James. Like when James first got here, I could not deal with this guy, man. He was like, oh my God. And it wasn't like in your face offensive. It was James was just like slick with the, and now he's totally changed. And we came to this conversation. I said, it's because like even when I was a client, Nancy wouldn't let me get sugar-free gummies, and I was like, "You're a hater." And she's like, "Can you just focus on your recovery?" But I was telling James, like, we start rebelling here in rehab because you're like,
Yep.
I ain't gonna go to that room, but you're still here, right? Because your soul, your spirit knows that something here is so much more of value than anything you've ever been taught in your life.
Period.
And it's just, for me, my words will get in the way. I try to talk about everything and this and that. And like I said, I deal with feeling that love, you know, and even if you know me real well, or if you don't, like there's quite a few people in here that know me very, very well, including Roxy, including Liz. Like I've got to be present and see Liz grow. Like when we were just sharing a desk upstairs in the Bull area, and now look at Liz, she's got her master's, she's some of your guys' therapist, and it's just like each person brings something different to the table, because like she'll be your friend and call you out on your shit whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And it's just like, she's fine, she sleeps just well at night, you know what I mean? And Nancy definitely has no problem telling you anything. My friend Heather, Mandy, like, so I always feel this like neglect from my mom. And I'm like, my mom doesn't love me, I just want my mom. And then Heather will like subconsciously mother me. And I'm like, you're not my mom, don't tell me what to do. And it's just like, what I'm trying to point out is I'm screwed up inside. And a lot of us are here because something's misaligned inside. I'm so screwed up. I'm the kind of person, if I see you with your earbuds in, and I'm like, hey, and you don't hear me, I'm like, dude, that dude hates me. That guy hates me. I told Nancy, I said, we're on the bus, and those people with the Have You Seen Jesus Today pamphlets?
Yep.
I tell her, if they talk to me, I don't want to talk about Jesus with these people with the pamphlets. And if they don't say something, I'm like, I'm not good enough to talk about Jesus in your pamphlet?
That's true.
Like, it's like, what are we dealing with here? What are we talking about? You know, I got a new guy at my house. He just relapsed. And I told him, like, a relapse doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you an honest addict, because you're still here. If you're going to sit here and try to get away with some stuff, you'll be right back if you make it back, if you don't end up doing a life sentence, if you don't end up going to a whole other country because you're not trying to do a sentence. Either way, the evil will find you if you're in here just doing evil. And it's just like, sometimes I tiptoe on being an evil jerk, but in reality, like my heart, I love working with you guys. I love being here with you guys, because I'm finding out who I am. And I don't want to sound like a Fred Brown infomercial, but it's just like what I said about the guys kind of freeing little Christopher and letting me know that dude was just a child abuser, not a gangster, right? So if you are sitting in this room and you're like, well, I don't think that I belong right here, I can guarantee you do. If you say, well, I'm not an addict, I'm not an alcoholic, I'm none of those things. Well, unfortunately, you've made some decisions to where the world has landed you here at Fred Brown Recovery Services. And if I were you, I would take that as a little bit of a pull-up from the universe and put that in your autobiography. And it's just like, I can't sit here and give you guys this recipe of this is what I've done and da 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 da. All I know is that this time I have a sponsor. I'm on my steps. I'm much more honest with people now, whether I get embarrassed or not. I feel like you don't love me. And it's just and it's something stupid as that, because as soon as you give it power, or as soon as you say it out loud, you take the power from it. And you don't feel as alone. You don't feel as dumb. You don't feel as outcast. And it's just what I like about Fred Brown is you can be from Longos, or you can be from Beverly Hills, or you can be from, and that's just recovery in general. In this room right now, if you look around, there are people you probably would have never crossed paths with, but God brought you here. Right. Your higher power brought you here, and it's I cannot iterate it enough. If you're sitting here right now and you're yeah, okay, I'm get with yourself and get with your higher power. It doesn't have to be Jesus. It doesn't have to be God. It just get with yourself. Figure out why the universe brought you right here. Because that's what I'm trying to figure out every day. Roxy's allowed me to become a house manager this time around. And I used to think house managers had it easy. Just tell me to do my chore, tell me to sign in. It's an easy job. In reality, it's one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my life. And it's just there's parts of my job I don't like to do that I had to do today, and it's just oh, damn. Okay, do you know what I mean? I don't like doing paperwork. I'm not a cop. I am an addict. You know what I mean? But it's just my duty is to write down when the clients aren't in compliance. And it's all these big words and all these things, and it's damn, where am I? Who am I? And in reality, I'm safe. I have food. I have an income. I have a shower. I have a place to keep my cold food, my dry food storage. It's just, we're blessed. And not only is that me as a staff member, but you guys are blessed. You guys are, I started with, we've gone to the Angels game, the Beacon House game, the Olympics, dude, that right there, the Olympics, us learning that march in the 5 days, Juju, I can't, man, Mark called us and Chris, can you guys come up with something in the next few days? I was sure. And it's no, I didn't want to get up at 4 a.m. to be over there at 6 a.m. No, I don't want to do that. But was it hella fun? And we did it in Fred Brown's name and in Recovery's name? Yes. Did we win Best Banner? Yes. And it's just it's those things make me proud. Did some of our guys get second place in the dominoes? Did those things, these little things add up to pride versus, yeah, I murked that dude. I killed that dude on that side of town. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about how many people you put in the ground. I want to know about what trophies you want for your rehab, okay? That's what I want to know. What things have you done? Have you been there for your kids? Have you been there for your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father? Are you there for your friends? Do you grow? It's those are the things that are important to me, is to learn how to be a better Christopher. And that's not always an easy thing, because the drugs and the alcohol are not even the problem.
That's right.
I'm the problem. I'm the fucking problem. And the sooner you realize that, the faster you will find some kind of freedom. And I think that's a surrendering moment. And it's just they say, if you can't remember the last time you got loaded, then you're not done. And it was, I beat the crap out of that dude on November 15th, and I go running to Heather, because I lost my job with Metro Transit, which is one of the best jobs I've ever had. And I just woke up crying, and I'm of course they fired me, because I fought on the property on camera in a neon green shirt. None of the things that I would do when I'm clean, dude. Okay, catch a charge. But I come running to her, and I'm crying, and I'm like, okay, well, you can't drink because if you drink, you become violent and then you're going to go to jail. And so I'm going with her and she invites me to her house for Thanksgiving. And I just remember like, she's like, well, are you still going to go home and smoke weed? I'm like, yes. And then I went home that day and I remember I like tried to smoke a blunt. And I was just like, you don't have a job, you're not going to be able to pay rent, you're going to be homeless. Like after I smoked the weed. And I just remember telling her like, I can't even smoke weed. I can't smoke weed right now. And it's just like, now it all clicks. If you can't remember the last time you were loaded, you're probably not done. Like, where were you at the last time you got high? And then, I don't know about you, but I've fucking screamed, excuse my French, I've screamed out to God, like, please get me off this bus bench. Please give me somewhere warm to sleep. Please give me something hot to eat. Like, please help me. I don't want to be, my priority is a bowl of dope. Like, that's great. I have a full lighter, hoo-hoo. And it's just like, dude, like, I don't know about you, but none of that. It's just, that grimy stuff is played out, bro. And it's like here at Fred Brown and here in recovery in the rooms, I've gained some people that are on my team and I'm on their team, and it's like I'm loved today, whether my mind allows me to believe that or not. I know I'm loved, and that's. I hope one day you get to experience that kind of a love. That's really all I have to share right now.